Now to an NBC News exclusive, a conversation with a man many regard as a hero, the federal agent who took down one of the murderers who escaped from a New York State prison last June. He sat down with me here in New York City yesterday and in great detail described the hunt, the face-to-face confrontation with the suspect, and why he says he had no choice but to shoot and kill Richard Matt. As a U.S. Border Patrol agent, Chris Voss knows how to find people.
Your job right out of the academy is to track individuals. If you can't track a human being, you essentially can't do the job of a Border Patrol agent.
Voss is a member of BORTAC, the Border Patrol's low-profile, high-powered tactical team stationed in El Paso, Texas. And now, NBC News has obtained this exclusive Border Patrol video showing Voss's team choppering into the area of a reported sighting of escaped prisoners Richard Matt and David Sweat during the New York prisoner manhunt. Over a tense 3-week search, a jittery public would generate scores of such tips.
They'd see out the corner of their eye, something dart off into the wood line, we would get called to and respond to. Even instances where there was hunters in the area, people carrying rifles, anything of that nature.
The call that came June 26 of shots fired near a highway seemed at first like another false lead.
We had to check it out, but at that point it did not look like we really had anything to work on until one of these state troopers came up to me and said that they heard some coughing in the wood line.
The BORTAC team immediately fanned out into the woods along with their FBI counterparts when one of Voss's men spotted someone.
He announced, put your hands up. At that point, I broke to the right of my team member to get the angle on the situation. And as I was making my way to the right, I could see an individual. The person was laying in what I'd call a prone position on the stomach. And he must have been having his head down, because when I was coming up, I just saw this head coming up like this. I was still obscured by some of the terrain of the woods there. But when I came completely in the clearing, I noticed immediately that there was a shotgun pointed right at me. And at that point, I engaged the individual.
He was facing you.
Correct.
And you could see the shotgun pointing in your direction. The suspect was shot in the head, but this combat veteran, a former Army Ranger, still didn't know who he had just killed.
Well, we knew there was some identifying marks on these two individuals, and at some point my team member lifted his shirt up and we found one of those identifying marks, and we knew we had Richard Matt, and I called it on the radio.
A tattoo?
Yes, it was a tattoo.
You remember what it said?
It said Mexico forever.
And that was your guy?
That was our guy.
Voss and his team learned that Matt, a convicted killer, had fired shots at a passing RV earlier that day. No one was hit. You shot him. Did it cross your mind it could have been the other way around?
Absolutely.
How did you deal with it at the end of the day?
You know, it's nothing that we ever set out to do. It's never good when there's loss of life. But at the end of the day, and ultimately, Richard Matt gave me no other option by pointing a shotgun at me.
After the killing of Matt, the team immediately pressed on with the search for Matt's fellow escaped inmate David Sweat. He was located 2 days later and was shot and wounded by a New York State.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and then click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.